Today is April 18th, 2016, my beautiful wife's birthday today, and it's also the day before we pour a major portion of the foundation for our house. We're pouring footings and stem walls, step footings. We didn't build an engineered graded pad here. We want the house to look real organic and just kind of fit into the terrain, not have cut banks and fill slopes all around it. We're using this footing rail system, as you can see here along the south side of the garage, as we left the standard formwork for the two garage door openings. And so this 2x4 rail on either side of the footing, staked out with a metal stud cross ties that the metal track for the quad lock wall to sit on, to attach to. Screws on down into the 2x4 with the tech screw, and then the metal track attaches to the metal stud with the tech screw, and then you bring your quad lock walls up. A little complicated and not real time efficient over a footing trench. I will include on this video update a photograph or a detail out of the manual of a product called FabForm, which is a plastic reinforced form material that you hang on the top edge of this 2x4 rail. You set your grade at the bottom of your footing and tie your rebar, pour your concrete, bring your concrete pour on up into your stem wall or your exterior wall of your structure, and then backfill and compact around the footing once you're complete of your pour. Way simpler, not working down in a trench, not trying to stake the rails out over a hole in the ground. Talked to my inspector, he loved the idea. We're working with our structural engineer now to see if we can go ahead and deploy it. We've got about 100 linear feet of footing to continue down on the south end of the house for the bunkhouse and sitting room. These stem walls, you can see the dowels sticking out of the wall. That's for the slab to tie into the pour in the wall. The inside section, 6 inches or so of quad lock panel, will get removed, and the concrete will butt directly into the concrete pour. You can see that right here along the quad deck slab of our master bedroom suite over the root cellar. So that's what the stem walls are going to look like after we pour them. Those bars will be exposed, tie a rebar mat into it. Those number 3s that you see bent up vertically will pull down horizontally, and the mat will tie into that that rebar for the slab for this closet. This is a walk-in closet off our master suite. And so working our way on around, you can see our electrical service entrance here coming up out of the ground, and that's a conduit feeding the barn up at the top of the property. And this is our garage. Little stairwell walls there in the back going down into the house. The level of the house is 3 feet lower than the garage is. Moving around to the front of the house. This is the front entryway here. This little step out you see. Conventional forming here, nothing fancy. Just establishing our vertical rebar, horizontal rebar. Those form boards are 12 inches apart from each other. We've got our dowels poked through the form and the holes foamed in, so we can strip the forms for the slab to come in after we complete backfill operations everywhere here. And the track, quad lock track, will just nailed down to the concrete along here in our exterior walls will continue on up. And moving on around to the south here, this is the great room area we're looking at. Back over here is the kitchen wall, and remaining portion of the master suite over there, tying into the quad lock slab or quad deck slab. You can see the little stairway alcove dropping in, and that is finished height on that over there. It's just 3 feet high. I'll have a little rail around it inside the garage so you don't fall down in the hole. And then you can see the formwork for the interior quad lock wall that will continue on around, and the door and that to come into the house. And that will complete the garage envelope up to the roof line. And so then we're just got our vertical rebar all set, passed inspection yesterday or on Friday, and discussed the fab form product and showed my building inspector the system. He loves it. It'd solve a lot of problems as far as inspection goes if we did that around here. His number one failure that he calls builders on is rebar clearance to earth. If you're setting grade at the bottom of your footing and pouring your concrete in that plastic bag system and rail, you don't have that issue. And also got a vapor barrier underneath your footing. So that's this is the area over here where we're hoping to deploy that for the remainder of the house. Heading out here on the south end, the sitting room and bunkhouse, 2 bedrooms. So that's about it. We're real excited. We've been battling some rain. Footing trenches have been full of water a couple times. Had to get pumped out, shoveled out, full of mud. And I know we're babies here in Southern California. It doesn't really rain like it does in other parts of the country, but your terrain and your soil conditions and everything else is set up to has evolved over time as far as being able to accommodate the rain, whereas when we get it here, it just runs off and makes a mess. As you can see, things are pretty dry and hard around here, and until the ground softens up and starts picking up some of the moisture, it just flows. So it's been kind of tough to get our foundation in here, but we're excited about pouring tomorrow. It's a big step, and start getting these big piles of beautiful DG moved inside here and compacted, and get our slabs down. And we're moving ahead into the spring and early summer, getting our main walls of the house up, and hopefully a roof over our head before it gets too hot this summer. So that's it. The quad lock building system, ICF structure here at Rancho Sur Oeste. God bless y'all.